Hi, welcome back to my channel. We should call this the Water Fast Chronicles. This is day 22 of my 30-day water fast. Apologize for this lighting. I'm trying to get this recorded. Can't do the lighting and the backdrops at this time. It'll come. Anyway, it's about the message, right? About the word. Alright, so day 22 of the 30-day water fast, and things are still going very well. Let me give you a little bit of an update. Let's see. Bowel movement number 3. This is so interesting. 2 days in a row. And that's, I think, the third for the water fast. I have started videoing it. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I started this journey at day 18 to catch the tail end of this fast, but I was writing a journal from day 1 to day 17. And so in total, I think this is like the third bowel movement, and the first one came at like day 4 or 5, but I feel fine, so I'm just going with it. I'm glad I said this before, I'm glad I'm going past the 20 days because maybe now is like a deeper elimination. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Energy level is fine. No, it's good, but I think what's happening, because I woke up, I didn't wake up exhausted. No, I did wake up exhausted this morning. I feel energized, I think, as a result of the fast. But as you can appreciate, with a busy household, sometimes to get things done in a quiet mode, I gotta do it late at night or early in the morning. So my alarm clock goes off at 4. So if I'm trying to get anything done before the house awakes, that's when I begin things. And last night was one of those nights. I went to bed at probably about 1:30. So that probably did me in. I said earlier in journaling this process, hydration, but rest is key. Definitely, lying down throughout the day or just sitting and relax mode. But I remember early on day 5, 8, or what have you, in my written journal, I was saying I felt really good when I went to bed, like at a decent hour, like, anywhere between 10 and 11. And I think I did one day, I went to bed at 9:30 and I woke up like, woohoo! So rest is key. But otherwise, I'm feeling fine. Yes. Yeah, nothing else to report on that. I had mentioned yesterday, hold on. So a couple things I wanted to bring up. One is with regards to food. Hope this doesn't trigger anybody. So one of the things I noticed a couple days ago, and I forgot to mention in the video, is that I don't know, it was weird. Like one day all of a sudden I just kind of started having like a movie reel, is the best way to explain it, of kind of foods going by, in the sense of like, myself, it was like I couldn't see myself, but it was like there was like a veg burger or something and I was picking up to take it to my mouth, that kind of thing. I kind of just let that reel play, and I was just looking at it, so interesting because I am a plant-based vegan and I don't really do those kind of foods to process that level. I'm not saying never say never, but that's not my go-to. So that had to be a vision from a while ago, and it was just so interesting. It was different kind of things I don't really eat on a regular basis. Even like I'm talking years, even prior to doing this fast, and it wasn't a craving. My mouth wasn't watering. I didn't want to grab these things. It was just kind of this reel that was playing in my head. And it took me back to when my early vegan days. I was about 5, 6 years in. So I remembered back to, it reminded me of when I was in my earlier vegan days. I was about 5, 6 years in, and I was living in the tropics. And I can see this vividly still. I was unloading the car to go in the house. All of a sudden popped to my head this reel again of me eating a pizza sub from Mr. Submarine. So I was living in a place that didn't even have those kind of shops. Mr. Submarines is like a franchise, like a Subway that does those foot long or whatever submarines. And it wasn't craving, it wasn't wanting it, it just popped in my head. And it had to be like 8 years since I'd eaten one of those at that point. And I thought that was so bizarre. And I remember in the early stages of studying, when you're cleansing, what have you, you have cell memory. You'll hit, this is how I took it. You have these cell memories where you'll hit somewhere and, it's just like, I guess, if you're cleansing your body, you hit a place, things are released. Cells have memories as well, visions of you doing things. So that's what that made me think of. Anybody believe in that? Does that make sense? I just thought it was interesting because there was no other explanation why 8 years later I'm suddenly thinking, not wanting, it just the thought just vividly popped in my head of the pizza sub in front of me. And this wouldn't have been so long ago. I mean, I've had veg burgers. It hasn't been 8 years since a veg burger, but definitely has not been a go-to for a long time. So I thought that was so interesting that just out of the blue and water fast, suddenly that just kind of went by. So I know people say they have cravings and things like that when they're on a water fast, and I wonder sometimes, is it that, like, I mean, I'm sure sometimes it is, but is it that you really like, oh, I miss food so much, I want to go eat it? Or is it just a memory releasing of that experience? Is that kind of weird? Just thought I'd share that. But that's just my thought. That just popped in. I thought that was interesting. I've never said that out loud, so I wanted to share it somewhere. Which leads me to a question I have for you guys. When you've done a fast, whether it be a water fast or made a dietary modification for a period of time, what is your support system like? Do you have a circle around you, like a family, friends on that level that jump in and do it with you, or ask you, hey, what do you need? Let me, prepare you this, take your feet off, take a load off your feet while I help you do that? Or are you basically at it on your own? I'm just curious. I find myself not in any of my circles. If I would said water fast, people would be like, I'm sorry, why do you want to start eating food? People, pretty much, I think my circle, my immediate circles, are not, they don't vibe or see food in that way. It's more of a lot more pleasure. I do have a set of people, but they're not nearby, but my immediate circle. So I find what I've done to deal with that is I've joined different forums that are within the same, who have that same interest. That's why I did this YouTube channel as well. Hopefully I can connect directly with people who are of this mindset and to have conversations, because you learn from people. All this is just our personal experience. We kind of do what we know. You learn from other people, share, people have questions for you. I think that's really great. When I've done juice fasting, I'll actually participate in those forums, post my pictures, hey, this is my day, and carry it through. And it's a feel good. It really is. So I'm curious to know, how about you? Do you have that readily available, like around you, within your friends or your family? Or are you like me and kind of go for online support? Let me know in the comments, please. Other than that, the only other thing I wanted to touch on is if you saw yesterday's video, I could put a link in the description. I was talking about the why I was doing this 21-day water fast. And my camera had cut off, which I knew, but I didn't realize I didn't get a piece of what I had said in there. And what I was saying was, with the result of the routine I've developed isn't working. I obviously won't really know with regards to the pockets if those are shrinking or getting bigger, what have you, till I go to the dentist and get those measured. But what I will say, from about day 3, 4, early on, it was early on, when you go to the dentist and they do the cleaning, I would come out of those cleanings feeling like my mouth was so fresh, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to eat anything, my mouth just feels so clean. And from early on, every day has felt like that. It just felt super clean and just like, okay, I'm doing something now. So I think I found I will simplify this routine a bit, because obviously I'll have food to put in and I won't have such long periods of not eating. But I think I found a routine that I'm actually helping with the prevention, or maybe the turnaround of what's going on in my gums or what have you, and not contributing and not being a band-aid or just making the process slower, but getting worse, if that makes sense. So once I get to a dentist, I most definitely will do an update to say, hey, are they amazed too? Or am I just, have I hit the wrong chord? But I think I'm feeling a difference. I'm thinking I'm doing something. Let me say it that way. Other than that, that is it. I will post the hours where I am at the end, my clip of my app. I am day 22, 8 days left. It's crazy. I mean, again, you remember early in the fast, you're like, day 5, oh, I won't be eating again till like December. But now it's just like, it's days away. I got to start getting my fruits and stuff to get ready for my refeeding process. And definitely figure out what I'm going to eat after this. And I actually even know what my fasting schedule is going to be after this as well. That's another video. So leave a comment. Let me know about your support in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, hey, and follow this journey with me. Until tomorrow, bye.